real world.
Welcome to my channel. This is Serge bringing you another action figure collector's review on Neca's Godzilla's King of the Monsters, Godzilla. As you can tell on the cover, we have Godzilla himself using his atomic breath, looking pretty cool. As you open up the figure, or the box, you can see the figure in through the window right there, and you can see a product shot of the figure looking pretty cool. As you close the box and look on this side, you get Godzilla King of the Monsters up at the top. Specs of this figure, Godzilla down there at the bottom. Over here on this side of the box, you get Godzilla King of the Monsters at the top. A bio of the movie. I got a nice little image of Godzilla from the movie. You get Godzilla down there at the bottom. You get two different product shots of Godzilla. You get Godzilla King of the Monsters, other figures from this wave. Up here at the top of the box, you get Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla, and you also get a nice little image of Godzilla right there. And down here at the bottom of the box, nothing but the barcode. Let's get to it and open this bad beast up. Okay, let's take a good look at these accessories. Right here, we'll take a look at his atomic breath first, and I'm very pleased with it. I like that how it's like a translucent blue plastic, and I love the sculpt and that line work that we're seeing throughout. That pleases me a lot. And we get a molded seam right through here, which blends in very nicely. Good job, Neca. And right here at the tips, we get frosted white tips right there. Gives us a different color, so that it kind of sets it apart. So that pleases me a lot. Right here we get a hollowed end point right there sticking Godzilla's mouth. And I think his tongue's supposed to go into that slot, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure it out whenever I go to put this in the figure. But I'm very pleased with it. And you put this part in right here, but we'll take a look at that in just a second. And I want to talk about how this is like a hard plastic. So if you kind of step on it or put a little bit of pressure on it, that will break very easy, so be very careful with that. And right here we'll take a look where it's got the impact, and I really do like the sculpt work that we're seeing throughout. I like how it goes from white and it fades on up to this blue, that same translucent blue color. It matches and flows the figure very well. And right here we'll take a look at the inside of it, looking very good. I like how it's sculpted out just like so, and I like how it, like if you have it at the ground, it's got a little bit of it breaking up, so that pleases me quite a bit. Here he is, our King of the Monsters, all charged up and out of the box and ready to spew his atomic breath onto your screen. And before I get into reviewing this figure, I'd like to give a big shout out to Jet84 for sending his figure my way to review. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And without further ado, I do like this figure a lot. However, I do have some nitpicky gripes about it, and we'll get into that in just a second. Off the bat, I'm going to get into one of my gripes right here, and that is with me removing this piece right here. And I wish that we could get a Godzilla figure where he could get his atomic breath to where he could hold it in his mouth properly. Now, I know that you could probably get him to where he closes his mouth and he can hold it a little bit better, but he's still angled down. I would have liked for him to be able to shoot it up in the air. Okay, let's get into Godzilla's articulation. First of all, we'll look at his jaw. It opens just like so, and it closes just like so without any problems. And you get a little bit of a tongue action going on in there, so that pleases me a lot with that tongue. And you can also, like I said earlier, with that little slot piece, slide that open there just like so. So that pleases me a lot. And right here, we get his head can move up that far. I wished it could go up a little bit further, but not going to complain with what we do get. His head can move that far down, so that's not too bad. And right here, his head is on a ball peg, and you can spin this actually around in a full 360, just like an exorcist would. And right here, we got another ball peg at his neck, and it spins around in a full 360 as well. And, you know, you can lean it side to side as well, too, so you can get that extra bit of attitude in there, or as I like to call it, the confused dog. And right here, we can get his arm to spin around in a full 360 to throw the perfect pitch. but it kind of goes out to the side whenever you go up to the top. So that doesn't bother me at all. But right here, his arm can only extend up that far to his side. So, you know, that's not too bad. Doesn't displease me at all. He's got a hinge, a single joint right there at his elbow. And he does have these party elbows, which swivels right there. And he does have a swivel at his wrist. And he also does have a hinge joint. Just like so. You can get on his hinge that far down and not so much back, but you do have that hinge, so that pleases me a lot. And right here, his diaphragm can lean that far to that side and, you know, just a little bit to the other side, not too much. And you can get them crunching a little forward and a little back. Now, take in mind that I haven't heated this joint up, so you could probably get a little bit more out of it if you heat that joint up. But anyway, right here, and do that at your own risk. And right here, his leg can spin around in a full 360 in the same way back. So you get a great amount of range with that. You get a single jointed knee that bends in that far, just enough for a Godzilla figure. And he can kick forward just that far, so that doesn't bother me at all. He does have ankle rockers, which bend that far in. And actually, you can get to go all the way around if you wanted to. So that pleases me a lot. So he's got good ankle rockers. And right here his tail. Now his tail is very well articulated. I'd like to say that. And you get so many different balls at his tail. A ball joint here. 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 A ball joint right here. And you get another ball joint there, and another ball joint there. So you get really great range with this tail. I mean, you get, like, you can almost curl it all the way back into his body. So that pleases me a lot. And that was a good look at Godzilla's articulation. Head and take a look at that sculpt and deco, and that face right there screams aggression. I'm very pleased with that. It looks very film accurate to what I can remember. It's been a while since I've seen the film. But right here, we'll take a look at the inside of his mouth. And it's got that blue effect going on in there. And you can see all different kinds of blue, like a darker blue. Kind of like a royal blue in there. And his tongue's kind of like a grayish blue. So you got all them different blues to set it apart. So that pleases me quite a bit. And look at them eyes. Them eyes scream awesome. I really do. That pleases me a lot. And I forgot to mention them teeth. Them teeth are like a grayish blue as well. And I really am enjoying all the paint apps and the different colors and how they contrast and pop with one another with this figure. This is probably one of my favorite Godzilla figures thus far. But his hands are a different color blue, different shading, and this is more like a greenish mint blue, to where this is more of a, like, I don't know, it's more like a lighter color of this, but it's more vibrant, you know. I don't know how else to explain that. But right here we get a lot of different greens and blues, and it's more like a teal color really. And I like how all that sculpted work, line work in there. And I love how they did the different shading. Like he's, you know, getting ready. He's like all charged up. So that pleases me quite a bit. I love the scaling and the detailing that we're seeing throughout. And man, this is probably one of my favorite parts, is the spine of the figure. And we'll go ahead and we'll just look at it from a distance, just like so. And it pops really well with this figure. Like, you know how I say it flows the figure well from time to time? If you've seen any of my previous reviews, well, that really flows this figure well. So that pleases me a lot. And I like how it fades. Like, it fades right here. Like, it's very bright in color up here. And whenever you get to the end of the tail, it's very dark. And it's like he's getting ready to pulsate that beam out of his mouth. So that pleases me a lot. And the glowing effect that they used throughout Man, I just can't get over that. But right here, we'll check up underneath the tail, which they kind of skimped out on some of the paint work. But, I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, they did put a lot of paint and effort into the top part of the figure, so that doesn't bother me that bad. And it kind of looks like he's got a little bit of a boner right there. But, I mean, I don't know. Don't look at that. Well, I'm probably going to have to censor that because this is on YouTube, by the way. But anyway, right here, I like how this color, it's kind of like it's glowing and it's coming around to his chest, and you can still see how it's glowing and it kind of fades down through his pelvic region. So that pleases me a lot. I'm very pleased with this figure and how it turned out. The only, I think, real gripe I have about this figure is that atomic breath effect piece, and that's really not that bad of a gripe. But that was a good look at Godzilla. Here's how Rodan scales next to Atomic Breath Godzilla. Here's how our Atomic Breath Godzilla scales with a couple NECA's movie buddies. We have from the GameStop exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 90s movie line, the Foot Soldier over there on his left. And we also have from that same line, the Shredder on his right. Hasbro, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line, we have the Walgreens exclusive Dragon Shield Black Power Ranger over there on his left. And on his right, we have from McFarlane Toys Unchained Armored Superman. Here's my final thoughts on this figure. I don't have many complaints whenever it comes to it because it checks most of all the boxes whenever it comes to a Godzilla figure, especially at this price point. It is a very good figure. Now, if you're a fan of Godzilla, I do recommend going out and picking this up. Now, if you are a fan of more of an articulated figure, you want more range and more movement out of your figure, then you probably want to give this a hard pass if you're not a Godzilla fan. But if you're a Godzilla fan, you will love it. Now, I do still have a few little nitpicks, and that's mainly with this effect piece that's coming out of his mouth right now. I wish he was able to shoot it up into the air. That is probably about my biggest complaint with it. I mean, he does hold it very well in his mouth. But anyway, let me know what you think of the figure. Let me know what you think of the review in the comments below. And as always, feel the urge to collect with Serge. If you want more action figure collectors reviews, then feel the urge to subscribe to Serge. And if you've liked what you've seen, then click that big thumbs up button. If you want to get notified of my latest videos whenever they drop, click that notification bell. If you want to see this channel grow, share with a friend. Speaking of friends, you can friend me over there on Facebook. Links to that will be in the description below. You can also follow me along on Twitter. Links to that will be in the description below.
Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Yeah.
Oh no, Godzilla's got the virus.